How you guys doing today? My name is Steven Tyler Rosenberg, and this is Ginzburg, and this is Marketing Success in Under 10 Minutes. We're really excited because today we're going to be talking about Facebook split testing, and we're actually going to give you some real life examples of how we can apply that in the real world. Gene, why don't you explain to the people that don't know what Facebook split testing is, what it is in general, and how it can be useful?
Sure. So this is a bit of a slightly more advanced piece of the Facebook advertising that I talk about. And a lot of times we talk about how to set up your campaigns or how to optimize. But today we're going to talk about a slightly more strategic and advanced part of Facebook advertising and how and your Facebook ads. So split testing is using some of the components of your Facebook ad. So let's say your headlines, your images, your copy, and maybe even sometimes landing pages, but we'll talk about that kind of down the line as like having an added step. But like the three components I would say that I would definitely would want to split test would be Facebook headlines, copy, and images. So you would create separate ad sets for that and see which one is performing better, because if you see that one is performing better than the other, then you're getting probably better conversions off of that, and then you would be able to get more conversions just by creating these split tests. So that's basically what split testing is and why it's important to do that.
Okay, so if I were trying to sell a Snapchat course, could you apply it to something like that?
Yeah, definitely. So if I were to take your Snapchat course, I would do a few things, as I mentioned just a couple minutes ago. So the first thing we would look into would be like headlines. So we would split test different headlines. For example, check out the Snapchat course, or you will learn X on the Snapchat course, or why Snapchat advertising important and why you should check out this course. So we would
So do you think the title is more important or the description is more important?
I'd say both, because the headline catches the attention of the user, and then the copy brings them into the funnel and lets them learn more about what it is that you're actually offering. So
do you think that picture should be a picture of me, or should it be a picture of something related more to Snapchat?
So that would be also part of the split testing. So the headline would be the first thing. As I mentioned, we would, let's say, upload those three different headlines that I just mentioned into Facebook. And I'll talk a little bit about how to do that in a second.
Okay.
Then the copy, I think the copy should also be split tested. And the way it should be done is just different variations to see what people are more attracted to. So like, for example, I've split tested copy that's more like colloquial. So it'd be like, hi, I'm Gene Ginzburg and I'm a digital marketing expert. And today, I want to talk about my Facebook advertising course, or you want to make it maybe a little bit more formal and see what people are, where the users are and what they're more attracted to. And then in terms of images, I would also split test that too. So you would create an image of yourself and have some copy that is related to the Snapchat course, or you can just have like more of a native image. And I feel like lately, actually, as a tip to our users, native images have been working a lot better for me than let's say an image with some text or graphics on it, because the way Facebook is seeing it is that your experience as a user, like as just a person who is on Facebook, you would want to see images that are kind of more related or closely similar to just what's in your news feed. So let's say, in your news feed, as from a personal standpoint, you would just see images of your friends, your family, babies, foods that people eat, like just native images. So you want to keep your advertising very similar. And so what I have found, so tip for you guys out there who are doing Facebook advertising, is that if you use native images, you have typically a much higher relevance score than if you were to put like text or graphics or colors or arrows in there that makes it look non-native to Facebook. Okay. So that would be the components that I would split test, for example. And then in terms of how you would put that into Facebook, one thing to keep in mind, another tip that I have experienced, and if you are a seasoned Facebook advertising expert, you probably have seen this too, is that a lot of times what I have seen users do is that they would take, let's say, all of these different components and put them into one ad set and have all of these different ads. And what and what I have seen and what typically ends up happening is that Facebook, out of all of those ads, will pick one ad. So you might have like 5 different ads, split testing your headline, your copy, and your images, and then eventually Facebook will just pick one out of 4, and then it would not even give the rest, let's say 4, in any sort of chance to even be, to be seen by anybody. So what I do...
Facebook chooses that?
Yeah, Facebook's algorithm will do that. So what I would recommend doing is actually creating an ad set for each of the components. So an ad set for headline 1, an ad set for headline 2, an ad set for image 1, an ad set for image 2, and so on and so forth. And then you can compare each of those ad sets and then remove the ones that are not working. So definitely keep that as a tip, because Facebook algorithm will only choose one ad out of your ad set. And that's not really a good way to A/B split test.
Yeah, that's really interesting that they're the ones that choose which one works.
I mean, they will choose based on engagement, based on what people... Yeah,
so
I mean, there's
in your
definitely an
benefit.
algorithm behind it, but they will only choose one. So basically what happens is that the other ads in your ad set will not get a chance to even really be seen. So it's not very... the way I would describe it is it's not very accurate, right? Because like if you need to give all of the 5, let's say, ads a chance in order to actually have a better understanding of the data. But if you're not giving those 4 a chance, then like you're not really getting accurate data.
Right.
Yeah.
So would you run that at different times? So let's use this example. If I wanted to sell a Snapchat course, I would make 4 different versions of all the things you just talked about, and then Facebook would choose it. What would be like a good budget to start off with?
Yeah,
to get
that's
a
good
good
question.
test?
Yeah, so typically, here's another couple of tips for anybody doing Facebook advertising out there. So I would start off with $10 a day per ad set. So that kind of gives it a good amount of budget for the first couple of days.
Okay.
One thing to keep in mind is it takes about 3 to 5 days for the Facebook algorithm to actually work and start optimizing. So you would want to do that for about 3 to 5 days. Then you would want to increase your budget by 50% every 3 to 5 days. So if you're starting off with $10, then just up it to 15 in 3 to 5 days, then up it to 25 in 3 to 5 days, then so on and so forth. So let the algorithm do its job before you start making all these changes and getting crazy with your Facebook ads.
But we are talking a couple $100 worth of advertising to really get a good sense of what the marketplace is feeling.
Exactly. So it doesn't require like thousands of dollars for testing. Testing, you can spend a couple $100, up to $500, and I think at that point you will get a pretty good understanding of what your audiences and how they're who your audiences are and how they're reacting to the ad. One thing also to keep in mind when you're testing, to start off with an audience set of about 500,000 to 1 million. Do not go over like that 1 million mark, because you are just testing things out and you want to see what the reactions are. And then once you're adding your budget, you can also then slowly increase your audience's size, okay? So all of these pieces are extremely important in executing your testing for your Facebook ads. Besides, of course, the A/B split testing that we talked about. The budget, the increasing it slowly, increasing your audiences slowly. Facebook is kind of a slow beast, so you don't want to, gyrate it a little too much, and then nothing is going to work. So that's typically what I see.
Like mistake-wise.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think that was very helpful. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
No, I just want to make sure everybody's out there, whoever's doing Facebook advertising, not to forget to do A/B split testing, because it is very important. The next step, of course, beyond that is you want to split test your landing pages, but we can have a different video about that.
Okay, that sounds awesome. Make sure you guys leave your comments below. We'd love to hear any feedback. If you guys have done A/B testing in the past, let us know what you've learned. And as always, thanks so much, and we'll see you here next time.
Awesome, thanks.
Thanks so much for watching. We hope you'll continue to get involved and join us as we help you find success in your entrepreneurial journey. Please follow, like, and share with others who will find this beneficial. We'll see you on the next episode of Marketing Success in Under 10 Minutes with Stephen and Jean.